Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So I'm going to connect here. These bells might be a little loud. You may want to turn your volume down. If it resonates, feel free to like or comment. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. So immediately I felt the need for speed. Was very quick with the bells here. I'm seeing like a rainbow colored turn wheel, if we will, or pinwheel that's spinning. It has a tail like a comet is coming through. It's now turning into like a three-dimensional uh, tornado-like shaped item. It's coming through as with the spectrum of light into I guess we call it a prism. So we're thinking of like a crystal rock formation that when the sun hits it, it puts off those colors. Someone's holding it in their hand, and they're dancing with it in their hand. I think it's coming off as universal energy, however you want to look at it. You know, energy that's available to all of us, and the act of dancing, a creative expression. So not only using our uh, our personal view and ideas of creativity, but using this energy as an extra helping hand to create something. It the dancing was uh it was a beautiful way of expressing uh themselves in a way of uh, our body moving as well. It wasn't just, and I'm not saying that we have to be dancing. This is just a way that this was, it carried more weight than if I just wrote something down. You know, there was a lot more involvement. The energy was being moved all around. Three of Pentacles, collaboration. Oh, sure, we could look at this with people, but I'm looking at collaborating with the energy around. Like if we're just creating something uh, on our own, but we're using this extra energy somehow that is uh, given an extra punch. It's more potent. Not in a dangerous way. It is just uh, making something great. King of Pentacles, reliability. Uh, right off the bat, it's just, I'm just like, hey, that is always there. It's always pure. It is. Uh, how often do we really use that? How often do we utilize that extra energy? I mean, sure, if we're doing Reiki or something like that, uh, we may be using that as well, unless we're just using our own. But it's always there. And how often do we really use it? That's what I'm getting at. How often do we bring that into our experience? And that's not really so much of calling on our spirit team. I'm talking about the energy. Knight of Pentacles, commitment. Sounds like something we should start using, working with. How is this going to fit into your experience? What are you working on? And like dancing, we can look at that as just a cleansing experience, something we need to move our body. Uh, Energy we could get very pent up in our body, and if we're not uh, releasing it, it's gonna start to hurt. You know, if we are susceptible that way. I mean, we need to. Uh, if we are working on a project, you know, we can pull that energy in to allow it to share its creative touch as well. The magician reversed. Trickery. I was going to say when I started talking about the energy getting pent up, if we are picking up energies that aren't ours or aren't serving a better purpose for ourselves, we're holding on to things that we don't want. When we look at, Reiki energy healing in general, uh, granted, someone else is there and they're not emotionally attached. That is a huge thing. Like if we try to read cards for ourselves or do things that are trying to get answers for ourselves, our emotions are attached to that, and we have one viewpoint, and it's around that. Think about having an argument, and this person sees something completely different than you see. And they're not going to be able to see what you see because that's how they feel. Well, that's how this when we get in these things, our emotions are attached. We can also look at that as that energy around uh, is pure. As I said before, its emotions aren't attached. It's the truth. It is something that maybe we can't see at times. Uh, I don't know if I said it, but going back onto picking up energies that aren't ours and the dancing, the movement is moving energy. We can go for walks and things, but is it, are we doing it in a mindful space, I should say, with like intention? Are we just exercising? Maybe we should pull more intentional based behaviors into it to release these things, move these things, and commit to this. Ten of Wands, overcommitment. The opposite is release burdens. Clearly carrying a lot of things. I mean, life is life. We do have a lot of responsibilities. And when we're here, they're real. And we allow them to uh, get a hold of us. I'm not saying that's easy to let go of any of these things. But clearly, we're coming into or getting the view of that doing some sort of action, and we can look at this as release, but it's also a grounding experience. We're getting a hold of our energy. I don't know what video it was earlier today, but it had to do with sporadic energy, up and down, picking up energies that weren't ours, and we're taking ownership of them, and we're either down in the dumps or heavy anxiety, fear, limiting beliefs coming out of nowhere that weren't there before. If we are picking up a lot of these energies, a lot of us are expanding, whether we have it already and things are changing and we're grabbing a hold of more things now and we're not really aware. We don't know. We just think maybe we're not feeling well or we are uh, we now have a mental disorder, whatever it may be. We're changing, we are evolving, and that is a lot of energy. I don't know if I said it in this video, but uh, there's a highway out there, and there's not a highway outside, but it sounds like it. There's a lot going on, and getting into some kind of I don't want to say behavior, but like planning to put more focus on uh, this type of energy work, incorporating it into our normal experience. Like if we walk, we can incorporate it somehow in there. Maybe we want to start dancing or yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, something to be moving our body, moving this energy, releasing, grounding, as well as using it for healing. We got the High Priestess here, intuition. Oh, we may already be aware of this, and we're not putting ourselves first. We're not caring for ourselves. We're getting a little lazy there, hoping it just goes away. I know a lot of times when they say with exercising, maybe they don't want to, and then afterwards they feel really good about themselves for doing so. I'm not saying this has to be exercise, but that idea is what I'm saying. That, oh, I don't want to do this, or what's it going to feel like, or I don't have time, but doing it is going to have, we're going to feel good about it. It's just getting there. And what do they say? You do things for 3 days and then it's a new habit or something along those lines. Uh, doesn't have to be long. It could be 3 minutes. And with the right intention, we'll feel it. It's a nice experience. Page of Cups, youthful emotions. This is where this dancing comes in. You know, the way that woman was dancing that I saw was very youthful. It was very free. It was no one's watching, and I'm just moving the way that it feels good. When you start to do these things, uh, if you have, you should be able to feel something, and you can feel it, and uh, it'll feel really good. You know, it's like those all those goosebumps, but in a good way. It doesn't feel uncomfortable, you know, and you should be able to, if you want to intentionally feel things or direct things out and then certain things back into your heart, you know, you can intentionally do that. And if we start to work towards that, you'll feel it more. And then it'll be instantaneous. You don't have to focus so hard. It's just, I have this thought and it knows what I want. And immediately we're going that direction. You know, a lot of these practices, mindful practices of moving this energy, and it's not in a malicious way. It's like, hey, I'm getting rid of things that aren't mine, and I'm getting rid of things that maybe I didn't see. I'm asking for truths to see things for what they are so I can release these things. There's a lot more to it that, uh, you know, what is it? The Western world doesn't really look at, and the rest of the world has been for a long time. So something to think about, maybe work on. And if this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe. And I will talk to y'all later.